begin transmission. This is Alysianah from the Mystic Worlds Gaming blog with another episode of Casual Citizen. The goal is to help casual followers or players understand the games and stay abreast of important events. Welcome to Episode 2, How to Become a Star Citizen. For as much information as Cloud Imperium Games has on the Star Citizen game site, figuring out what's currently playable, flyable, and how to join up isn't necessarily an easy task. For casual followers of the game, it can easily become information overload. In this episode, we're going to focus on unlocking the mystery of how to become a Star Citizen. Let's begin by reiterating that Star Citizen is far from a completed game. Star Citizen is using an open development process that allows supporters to playtest content as it becomes available. Players who choose to participate in this process can provide constructive feedback that contributes to improving the breadth of the testing that's possible, and in some cases, help to refine mechanics and how they are implemented. That said, remember that we are not shareholders or part of Cloud Imperium Games' development staff. Whether or not they choose to utilize feedback being provided is ultimately up to them and their collective vision for the whole game. The reasons behind some of their decisions may not initially be apparent to us, as we're only seeing tiny slices of mechanics at a time. So that ends my personal disclaimer, in hopes that if you do choose to fund Star Citizen and participate in playtesting, you'll behave as a positive influence in our growing community. As of today, January 3rd, 2016, the only way to have permanent access to playtest Star Citizen content being released to backers is by purchasing a game package. Game packages currently include a ship, alpha and beta playtest access to Star Citizen, and the first episodes released for Squadron 42, a ship hangar, and other digital assets depending on the package that's purchased. The variance in package prices reflect the ship or ships being included in the pledge you're contributing toward development. Remember that ships being purchased now can be acquired in-game without using real-life cash once the game releases. The primary reason to pledge now is to help fund the development of the game. If you're not into playtesting alpha quality content or early access games, this scenario isn't for you. Stop now. Beyond here be dragons. It's better for you to wait for the beta or released game than becoming disgruntled, upset, and foaming at the mouth over alpha quality content. If, however, you possess the willingness and the patience, then listen on. We'd be glad to welcome you aboard. Conquering RobertSpaceIndustries.com. Choosing the Fly Now option is the easiest and lowest costing method of obtaining a game package that is regularly available. Fly Now presents you with two $45 USD options for backing Star Citizen. First up is the Aurora MR, which is actually one of 3 ships in the Aurora line. The MR is the middle-of-the-road choice between a combat-focused ship and a low price point ship with cargo capacity. The other option is the Mustang Alpha, a fast ship often used for racing. The Mustang can also stand up in combat, but it wouldn't be my first choice as a dedicated combat ship. You may also see people talking about the Star Citizen Starter Package. These are limited offer packages that are discounted to $30 USD and only offered during special events. If you really want to playtest now, I wouldn't wait around for one of those. If you're on the fence, then keep your eyes open for the next special event or sale where these will be offered. Be forewarned, the Star Citizen starter packages tend to sell out very quickly when restocked. Fairly recently, CIG has added a Squadron 42 pre-order package, which is essentially the Aurora MR Fly Now package, but is only available until Squadron 42 releases in 2016. At some point in the not-too-distant future, they will remove Squadron 42 as a standard part of game packages and sell it as a standalone item. Therefore, buying a game package now is the cheapest you will ever be able to purchase both games and participate in playtests. So in summary, the easiest and cheapest way to become a STAR citizen and have permanent access to playtest content and the first release of Squadron 42 is by purchasing one of the two Fly Now options, either the Aurora MR or the Mustang Alpha. Other packages. Don't black out from sticker shock when you see the price tag on some of the other game packages. These are for people who want to contribute that much more to the game's development in exchange for the contents of those packages. I highly suggest that until you know more about what you want to do in Star Citizen, you stick to the ships in the $45 to $100 USD range. If you want to contribute more at a later date by way of acquiring a larger ship, you can upgrade your existing ship using the cross-chassis upgrade system that I'll discuss in a future episode. All you need to understand for now is that you will get 100% price credit on any ship you buy. You can in turn use that credit to upgrade to a different ship in the future. This means that you have nothing to lose by starting small until you know more about the game and whether or not it's really going to fit your playstyle. In case you couldn't help searching beyond the Fly Now options, let's discuss things you might consider even as a casual citizen. Unfortunately, it's rather easy to become confused about what you're purchasing if you free roam the All Games package section on RSI. Let's discuss what's there at a high level, but don't you dare take a gander at the All Ships section yet. You must learn to walk first, little duck, and you are not prepared for what lurks under all ships. The All Game Packages section contains all packages that are purchasable as pledges to fund Star Citizen. However, not all of the ships are ready for playtesting, and this is what trips some people up when trying to pledge. Flight-ready ships are viewable in your hangar and they are available for playtesting now. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're in their 100% final release state. Remember, this is alpha. Things can and will continue to change. However, enough of the design and technical implementation have been defined and developed that these ships are ready to be used on a regular basis. So say this with me. Flight-ready ship means I can use it now. A second category of ship are those that are only hangar-ready. Hangar-ready ships are viewable in your hangar but are not ready for playtesting. This development pipeline classification allows you to see your new toy inside your hangar. You can go inside the ship's cockpit or interior to preview the design intent. Note that these ships often contain placeholder elements, so don't become concerned if the interior doesn't look as high fidelity as something else you've seen. This isn't a finished ship. When you own a ship that is only hangar ready, you will receive a loaner ship available to fly, but that loaner ship will not be sitting in your hangar. When you go to join any module that contains flight options, the name of your loaner ship will be available in a list for you to select. And that's how you will fly and playtest flight mechanics until your ship is flight ready. In summary, hangar ready means you can see it in your hangar and walk around inside the interior if it contains one, but it is not flyable, and even its visual aspects may contain placeholder elements. Yet another classification of ship that is frequently discussed, so you should be somewhat aware of its existence, is a concept ship. For all intents and purposes, concept ships are still at the on-paper stage. The ship's intent is known, but it's very early in the design process. That said, a good amount of players do pledge for concept ships because of those ships' special roles, which are usually tied to specific professions. If you know, for example, that you're interested in something such as mining and you want to start out with a mining ship, you could have purchased the Orion concept ship when it was first introduced. To date, it's the only dedicated mining ship that has been discussed. At concept means there's nothing to actually show you about the ship except pictures and possibly a design document discussing its planned implementation and in-game mechanics. Generally speaking, these ships are a long way from being flight ready. Players who have pledged by purchasing concept ships also receive a loaner ship to fly. But again, there's nothing sitting in their hangar that represents a hangar-ready ship. Once a concept ship is hangar-ready, then it will be available in the hangar, but you still can't fly it until it's flight-ready. So concept ships are typically for people who are really sure about their commitment to playing Star Citizen and have a strong grasp on what they plan to do in the persistent universe. These ships are the furthest away from being delivered, and therefore you won't have anything to see except the pictures that they provide online. Please be sure that you at least know the difference between flight-ready, hangar-ready, and concept ships if you're going to move beyond the Fly Now section of RobertSpaceIndustries.com. If that brief explanation left your mind twisted and triggered a bout of Tourette's, then stick to my advice of starting small. Get yourself a package that contains a flight-ready ship until you understand what's going on more completely. Here are some of the ships that I recommend for casual users just starting out. From the Fly Now package, of course, you have the Aurora MR or the Mustang Alpha for $45 USD. Go for the Aurora MR if you want more variety and capabilities in the persistent universe, as the Aurora MR has cargo space. If you're a bit bolder, step beyond the Fly Now page to look at a different ship in the Aurora series. The Aurora series actually has 3 variants. The Aurora CL has reduced defense capabilities but more cargo space. The Aurora LN is a dedicated combat ship. So the MR on the Fly Now package is the middle ground between CL and LN. The Origin JumpWorks 300 series offers the 300i, touted for scouting and bounty hunting, the 315P with exploration capabilities, and the 325A focused more on combat capabilities. The 300 series packages go from $65 to $80 USD. The Avenger is also an excellent starting ship. It's equipped for combat and contains holding cells if you think you might want to do bounty hunting. However, if you have a strong inkling that you may want to try cargo hauling, note that this variant has no cargo space. There are modules available that will be purchasable at a future date that will allow you to customize the Avenger's focus. For now, if you want cargo space, purchase the Titan variant. This swaps the holding cells for a cargo bay. Whew, good lord. I don't know about you, but that wore me the hell out. Just outlining all of the talking points was a brain teaser, so I can imagine how complicated all this feels if you're completely new to Star Citizen. I'm going to call it quits here. Be sure to check out the show notes for the RSI links that I've mentioned, as well as videos from other Star Citizen content creators that are relevant to today's episode. If you do sign up to become a Star Citizen and feel that this content was useful, please consider using my referral code found in the show notes. I'll earn some in-game goodies, and you'll be given 5K UEC credits to spend in the Voyager Direct store. In the next episode, we'll discuss what there is to actually playtest in the current live version of Star Citizen, and what all this multi-cruise ship stuff people are drooling over is about. We'll also go where there be dragons to review the ship upgrade system. In addition to links for the Fly Now section, Origin 300 series and Avenger game package pages, I'm also including other useful content for you to check out on YouTube. From Board Gamer, I have 2 links. Start Here, Star Citizen, a new player tutorial, and starter packages which to choose. From STL Youngblood, I have Should You Buy the Avenger variants? Last but not least, I've included videos from Tactical Advance discussing the ships I recommended as starting options for casual citizens. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and continue tuning in for more. Stay well and fly safe. End transmission.